The Boisterous Oyster Hoisters Easter Heist.
Today, Monday, April 11th, 2016. Not a reptile, just an animal. Or The Problem with Everything. Hey, everybody, I'm Holiday Rob.
I'm Loki Sapfoot.
And today our guest is...
Animal.
Yeah.
So, welcome her onto the show, everybody. Woo! Coming at you alive.
We're not dead, at least not that we know of. This might all be a simulation, but...
Yeah, it's a hallucination.
Not dead yet.
No.
Not a simulation, a hologram.
A hologram?
The universe is a hologram.
We're all holograms on a Coachella stage that is the universe, man.
Maybe a different plane for me.
Right? I'm here with Pac.
With Pac.
Yeah, no. We're casual like that. I don't need the two.
I have a fish named Tupac.
What?
She had hundreds of babies.
Oh my God.
It's a girl, yeah. Her husband is Biggie.
If you...
It's controversial.
If you think about it, though...
It's a beautiful thing.
If you think about it, after Tupac, there were a lot of his hip-hop children out there.
Yeah.
As I do air quotes. If you like what you're hearing, you like The Problem with Everything, or you just like hearing us talk about problems with everything and interviewing people we know, you can check us out on iTunes. Just punch in The Problem with Everything.
Do it.
Yeah, it's easy. Click, subscribe.
You can subscribe to it.
Shows up in your stuff. It's super easy.
And you get it automatically.
And you don't have to like try and find links or nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like some sort of reverse Zelda situation.
Where you're looking for links.
Yeah,
multiple, not just one.
Find a missing link.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm on the Twitter
Me too.
thing. Are you
I'm on the Twitter.
You're on the Twitter thing? I'm at Holiday Rob. It's all one word.
You'll find me at Sapfoot.
You'll find me at glass_M's. The letter M-S.
MS. Not like EMS or
No.
MMMMMS.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that one band? It was like synonyms.
Synonym minimum.
Synonyms. It was like SNM or something like that.
Yeah.
They had a tuba player for a bass player. It was cool.
That's cool.
Video games. That was a great segue. He said as he complimented himself.
Not on his bad segue.
Yeah. I totally lost my train of thought there.
Video games.
Video
Rob.
games.
There's a list on the wall right there.
Yeah.
Video games.
Right? Can you read? Can you read? No. I play on the PlayStation 3. You can find me holiday_SAIL, sale, holiday sale. Only thing I'm playing is 514, and I'm even playing that right now. I don't have time. I'm doing the adult thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Like getting way too drunk and spending half your day being hungover.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's very adult.
Adulthood.
It is adult.
I play some of the Xbox. You'll find me playing Rocket League these days.
Yeah.
On the Xbox One, Loki Sapfoot, just like it's spelt on the podcast. All one word, no spaces. Same shit on the Nintendo Wii U, whatever the fuck. But I haven't been playing with that shit.
No.
There's too much entertainment, not enough time to entertain myself adequately.
So
it's very
many
frustrating.
So many distractions. So many distractions.
Yeah. Hey, go to the Facebook page, you bastards. You maggots.
Maggots.
We're the Slipknot of podcasts.
We just abuse our fans.
We call them names. You motherfuckers. Go to our Facebook page.
And you
That's
fatherfuckers,
right.
too.
Yeah.
Hey, they must obey.
It's true. We're in charge here. This is our realm.
You have a Facebook, right?
Oh, yeah. Facebook.com/animalmusic.
All one
word.
One cluster of lettered
Yeah.
good times.
We're the problem with everything on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
everything.
Is that what it is?
Uh-huh. Super.
I think that's the name.
Super simple.
That would make sense.
Somebody did their marketing correctly.
Have you checked the page? Did anyone post on our wall? I was supposed to send something to someone or something.
Nobody posted. I tried to do like comment and you can get some free music, and I think we got maybe a comment, but I don't know. We had a lot of eyes over the last couple of weeks, so
Hey.
listenership's up.
All right. So
people I work with.
Right. Me too, sometimes, if I remind them.
Hopefully no one I work with.
Right?
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we have any upcoming shows this month. We don't have anything till next month. And
So contest is still open on the Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Post something on the wall.
Yeah.
First person to do it gets free artwork. I will send you shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or like meet you because you probably live in Albuquerque. So we'll just meet up. We'll smoke a bowl allegedly, and then yeah.
And that's it. This is the show. This is gonna be our show.
You don't have any shows coming up with the Quietly Kept?
Nothing interesting coming up. Like, I mean, not interesting. Just not until next month. It's gonna be like a super.
It's a ways
super slow month. So.
What about you? You have some things happening?
Nothing in April. I'll be on City on the Hill with Murmur and Roberta.
Cool.
May 6th.
How fun.
Cool.
So check that out.
All right.
Hopefully I got that name right.
Right.
Of that one.
If not, they'll all be following you on the Twitter and the Facebook and all that shit. They'll find out about it.
Yeah. So you're gonna perform for us live an acoustic track?
Yeah.
Adore, I believe.
Adore.
Mm-hmm. Not like something you open. It's
like adoration.
Yes.
Yeah, like adoration.
The verb to adore.
Yes.
It's a little bit of a kind of a country shoegaze-ish,
I like
whatever made up kind of genre I just came up with song.
Works, man. We've had this conversation on the show before. A lot of people are just like, they create their art and then they're like, okay, now I gotta create the justification.
I'm like,
For funding,
it sounds
though.
like whatever. It sounds like a mix of things.
Awesome. Good. Well, check it out. We'll be right back with more Animal.
Mother, Father, adore all of my life. Brother, sisters, adore all of my life. We walk down the road in our dreams. We won't hide the secrets you keep. Mother, Father, and God, I'll do what I like. Brother, sisters, and God, I'll do what I like. We'll rest in the fire, hope it won't burn out. Rest in the fire, hope it never goes out.
Oakley Dokley. God, Ned Flanders. There'll never be another Ned Flanders.
Well, he's still around. I still watch The Simpsons religiously.
Like the new ones,
Yeah,
all the way through.
They should have Negan
I do.
kill him
The
off.
newest one I watched actually today. It was really good.
I stopped. My favorite years are like between like season 2 and
They're
10
really
to 9.
They're still really funny and smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grew up on the Texas state line, so I got them 3 times a day.
Yeah. Damn, I remember when
Which
they used
really does make someone a little obsessed.
they used to have them when I was in mid school. They had it on like in the afternoon.
It was on at 5.
Twice, and then an episode or two at night. And
They were shorter though.
It was 5 and 10.
No, they were longer.
They were
used
30
to be-
minutes.
They used to be. TV shows have changed over there since the span of that show, from like 24 and a half
I'm
minutes
saying
to
in
like
the
21.
syndication though, it was like there was like
Edited?
a news thing. It was like Channel 13 news on Channel 2 for like
Well, it's
8
still doing
minutes
that,
or
yeah.
something, and then Simpsons filled the rest of the half hour. So it was like a edited down version.
Where I saw it from 4:30 to 5, then 5 to 5:30, and then 10 to 10:30, and then
Yeah.
on Sundays like 4 times.
No, they never had it 4 times in my area. It was just like,
That's
you
a
get the
lot
new
of
one.
Simpsons.
It is.
You get the new one on Sunday.
I
That's
can
it.
usually name an episode pretty quickly.
That's awesome.
It's sad.
I quote them all the time, but nobody like knows
Oh, really?
the seasons that I know and love.
I was thinking about this today. Do you know what year the Who Shot Mr. Burns fiasco happened?
I want to say 97.
No.
It was earlier than
It was
that.
way earlier
Really?
than that. I would say like maybe 93,
Okay.
94 maybe. It was early because Maggie, they had it like it's probably one of the early seasons, maybe even earlier, 92 even.
I don't
Just-
think it was that early.
I
That
was
would be like
just,
season 3.
Like in the light of the Walking Dead finale, I was thinking like, how long ago did Simpsons make fun of that kind of shit with the Who Shot Mr. Burns thing?
Right.
And then like
Well, because they
They're
had
making
5
fun
years
They're making
later.
fun of Dallas with
JR,
the
yeah,
JR.
Who Shot JR.
Right.
Right.
Let's see.
The Walking Dead learned nothing.
Nothing.
This whole
You're-
episode, I'm still just going to talk about hating The Walking Dead.
Hey, you know what?
Your anger.
I've never watched an episode.
Consider yourself lucky. Don't start now. They'll fuck you at the end of season 6.
You know, I just hear about it a lot, so I can sense that's gonna happen.
So we were right. We were. I was too late. You guys were too early. It was 95.
95.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the premiere of.
20 years. They learned nothing.
See that? Yeah, and that. Yeah, I can see your point now. I see why you're angry about that, because that is shitty. I mean, well, the whole thing was shitty. Because here's the thing. Let's see. Movie. What's a good movie to like compare that to?
Well,
like-
Greg Nicotero thought Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back was a good one to compare it to because he's a fucking idiot. Sorry. I'm in a mood. My mood is not improved over the course of the week.
No.
No.
Funny.
Well, okay, so you just take the emotional crescendo of a movie, like where it just really hits the like most heartbreaking note, and you cut that into a cliffhanger instead of having the moment
Sounds awesome.
and letting the
I think
audience feel
that's
it.
great.
It was awful.
But I'm someone who lives off reactions. I
Yeah.
like when I see someone like, yeah,
We didn't
I love
get to
reactions. So
react.
I watch really awful stuff around people I know will just react poorly to it.
Yeah.
I'm not someone to choose movies if you have a weak stomach or anything. Because it makes me laugh.
I made my friend Adam throw up just by talking about a video I saw of someone eating a cum omelet.
Wow.
So I won't describe it in detail here now, but
You know, I know someone very well who had a person threw up a milkshake and they slammed it and they said it was still cold and they only did it. Yes, and they only drank it
no.
because they wanted that reaction from another person that
is
was they were
the
hanging out
worst.
with. Yeah. And they said it wasn't that bad.
Oh,
It
God.
was still cold.
Yeah, that's good.
I just imagine like Thanksgiving at your house, and you're like, oh, I'm
wasn't
gonna put on Visitor Q. Here's Visitor Q.
Usually our Thanksgiving movie at my house is This Is Spinal Tap. We usually watch that.
That's a good
every year,
one.
Actually.
That's a good
my
call.
family's was like Uncle Buck.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
that
My family
one's-
likes that one.
That one's funny.
We watched football and got angry.
I only
are
have
good for you.
sisters.
How many sisters?
I have 2 sisters.
2 sisters. Are you the youngest?
Yep, the best.
They finally perfected the model by the time I came.
It took a while. Early 80s.
two incarnations before they got it right.
The early prototypes were,
They were
Hit or
good.
miss.
Fair to good, but still. Well, awesome. So, music. You're a musician, which is not the sole reason why we had you on here. You're also a interesting individual,
Oh, well, thanks.
and you know, kind of an Albuquerque music scene staple,
Oh, wow. Cool.
I would say. I don't know.
Thanks.
You play a lot of shows.
Sometimes.
Wow, yeah. You have like, but we all have those moments where it's like
Yeah.
tons of shows and then
Gaps and then.
yeah. Oh, I'm resting, but I'm not going out.
I've been resting for a while.
It's because your best game's yet to come.
Oh, yeah. Let's see about that.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet?
Just need that inspiration to click.
Everything I got, nothing.
I have that. I can put that on this.
I've been in a dry spell, a inspirational dry spell. It's because I don't know. It's because I don't know what I want to make.
What usually inspires you?
Emotions. I mean, like either like, I feel good about things, or
Like
it's
some extremes?
So cruel. Yeah, extremes definitely. But I haven't had, everything's like going pretty even. Nothing's like super
I
emotional.
get inspired by music a lot.
Yeah.
I'll hear something and then I'll start thinking of something, but usually I lose it. But I mean,
Yeah.
it inspires me quite a bit sometimes, depending on it.
That happens to me occasionally, but I hardly even listen to music anymore.
Oh, really?
It's just like all podcasts, because it's like, I got to catch up on these. I haven't listened to them yet.
And there's a
I
lot.
have time.
There's a lot when they come out
Yeah.
and they're like more than an hour, and you're like, oh my god, that's a lot to listen to.
I've committed myself to all this time.
Yeah.
We have some listeners committed.
Do
I think. Yeah.
I don't know. You might be exaggerating.
No, I'm not.
Some.
Some.
All right.
Actually, our 3 shows ago when we had Leah Leva on, that one did pretty well.
Nice.
So, yeah, we've had Zach Freeman, Leah Leva.
Oh, cool.
Ruben was on. Ruben Vale was on last week.
Nice.
Next week, I believe there's an awesome person who also plays in some good bands. Hopefully, going to be here. Sometime for a while there, like we were just getting like.
Getting your rhythm.
Stood up, yeah.
Yeah.
Constant.
The first year, it's like every time we tried to have a guest,
That
they would
sucks.
either call at the last minute or just not call at any minute at
Go
all.
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
But it's been really good. Everybody's been really consistent, and we've had a good first year.
That's
but,
awesome.
But yeah, I don't know.
I haven't listened to a lot of podcasts, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I listen to the news a lot, but that's not really a podcast.
That's like the original podcast.
Yeah, that's what I.
I mean, I'm into Morning Edition and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know.
Those are great.
But
I get my news from Twitter.
if
Something went
I'm on
down, I'll
Twitter.
see it.
I do Twitter too. I'm a news junkie.
Yeah.
So everything
Yeah.
I can't be a
pretty
news junkie.
constant. It's
What
awful.
are your favorite things in the news? I mean, like, because having once been a news junkie, I don't think I am much
I
anymore.
can't do that. It upsets me.
But I like
can't.
I like the crime. Like I like the really awful stories that happen to
I
normal
like it.
people.
I'm a mix. I like the really trashy gossip stories.
Yeah.
Even though I don't even know who half the people are because I don't even have cable.
Right.
And then I like I enjoy some crime stories. I think since having my daughter, I'm not. Some of them I'm just like, okay, I've seen enough of these.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I almost read anything. It sounds really bad. Like, why not? Then I'm like, why am I reading this?
That's hilarious. I'm gonna get you a pulp novel one of these days. I know a couple shops that have them, and I'm just gonna buy you one for no reason except to see you read it, and then you have to tell me about it later.
Oh, gosh.
Make her do a book report.
Well, the biggest problem for me is I'll read something and I don't want to stop it if I'm in the middle of it.
Yeah.
No matter how much I hate it. So my husband really enjoys that because I get really angry. I'm pretty vocal. I
Yeah.
sometimes throw the book across the room, but I'll pick it back up because I have to
Yeah.
finish the stupid thing.
If issue
So it wasn't
100 of The Walking Dead had ended the same way as the goddamn show, I may have thrown it across the room.
You should have. There's the comic book.
Oh,
yeah.
I
No,
know.
it's great. We were talking about it because
That's part of why I was so upset.
Is it tracking that though? I mean,
in some
Somewhat.
ways, and this ending was definitely, like I said, the emotional crescendo,
Ah.
which the reader got to experience. We as the readers got to like really experience that and have our hearts fucking torn out of our chest and like beating in front of us and been like,
Kalima. The
but-
viewer did not get that.
yeah, the TV viewer got robbed of that, so they could have a cliffhanger, so that they can make sure people will come back next season.
well, isn't that what it's about?
It's all
Money.
about that money.
Dollar bill, y'all.
That's the one thing you can kind of notice in media is you can almost track the money sometimes. I mean,
You're
just
right.
from the news stories, you're like, how do people
And they're
not
already
see this?
bankrolling in syndication.
Are they? The Walking Dead is?
Mm-hmm.
Not surprised. Not surprised at
Those
all.
bastards selling their Daryl's themed chain wallets and shit.
Yeah.
Those fucking assholes.
It's all right. That's what happens to art in America a lot of times. It gets co-opted and
Most of the time.
resold.
I'm going to say one more thing and then I'll stop talking about The Walking
I
Dead.
don't
I
care.
apologize. But so the day after we recorded, Rob,
Yeah.
The Walking Dead Twitter account, I presume it's the one for both the comic and the show. It's like the all-encompassing umbrella Walking Dead account. Tweeted, thought about reading all the fan mail today, or hate mail today, but then thought, and then had like a gif of Louis C.K. saying, nope. Yeah.
Nope.
And I was feeling after our conversation, like I might be able to forgive this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm feeling a little more reasonable.
It was
about
therapeutic.
And then when I read that shit, I was like, nope, fuck them. I'm done. I'm going to go suck a dick.
So you're not going to watch the next season?
I'll probably watch it. I'm not going to give them money for it. I will pirate it, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I will
pirate it.
allegedly pirate it. Yeah.
So how did you come to music? How did the whole, I don't know, playing music out? Because it's not like a thing that happens on accident necessarily. I mean,
Well, when I was 6, there was this girl in my town who could play Beethoven for Elise. We're in 1st grade. And my mom gave me the option of gymnastics or piano lessons. And I chose piano lessons. And so my mom, being the town nurse, I'm from a very small town, she would trade allergy shots with the preacher of one of the church's wives for their children. And I would get free piano lessons. And I did that till I was 16. And then I sold my piano music and my piano when I moved up to Albuquerque when I was 19. And then I got a guitar and started messing around. And then Marisa DeMarco, who's a local musician.
of Yaya Boom fame.
Yeah, Boom.
Chichara.
Chichara.
Bigawatt.
Bigawatt's her solo name. Yeah, she's amazing. She asked me if I wanted to join a band called Milch de la Máquina with her and her sister and this other member, Rosina. And I was honored, and I started playing with them, and it's an experimental female group, and there's rotating members. And then through that, I met Mara Woody, who's my best friend.
Yeah.
And we just vibed on the same music. We both found out, actually, on the way to perform in Milch in Denver, that we were big Ween fans. And
Boognish, man.
we're just total geeks, and we just vibe off each other so well. So we started playing music together, and then I've just been going since then.
Yeah. How'd the solo stuff come about? I mean, just your own
The
personal...
solo stuff, well, so back to Marisa, she decided there needed to be a women's festival for solo musicians, that they weren't getting enough stage, acceptance, and there wasn't a scene for us. And it really challenged, actually, a lot of the female musicians we knew in town to create solo sets for the first time. And so I created my first set that year for that.
With
and
the
so did
idea that
she.
you were going to perform that?
Right. And so did Bigawatt. That's when Bigawatt formed. Cthulhu, Lady Uranium. All of us formed because we were going to put on a festival. We needed performers. And we...
So you want to hear something funny
Created
about
sets for
the women not getting acceptance is like, I have never once, and I know sound guys have watched me roll up my cable because I don't fucking do the one over underhand, whatever bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And, but since being, since like performing with Kayla, she has sound dudes mansplain the shit out of that to her at least 3 times. I've been playing like 10 times as long as she has. Never once had anybody, outside of like video production tutorial. So
Yeah.
I mean, what part of it is like, oh, I can talk to you. I can talk to you.
There's things like they'll come up to you and they'll be like, "Do you need me to tune your guitar for you?"
Oh.
That happens a lot.
No, I don't know how to use this
And
thing.
you're-
I'm glad you were there.
I'm like, "Oh, I've never played
Can you play
before."
my set too?
Right.
That'd be really good.
I'm not really trusted to
I'm gonna
handle
grab
this
a
and
beer and chill in the back. If you just want to play my set, that'd be cherry. Thank you.
Right. So we get girls get questioned like that. I've been asked that before. Do you need me to carry? I mean, asking to carry that, I get it. It helps. And sometimes I'm like, yes, because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to carry shit. But on the other hand, I don't want
an exchange to happen. This is not an invitation for an exchange.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel that female musicians are treated very differently, and sound engineers as well. A really good example, the other day I was eating downtown with my husband, and a table next to us was very vocal, very loud, very hard to ignore.
Yeah.
And they were talking about playing at a local venue. And I was like, man, these guys sound like douchebags. They sounded awful, but they were so nice to the cafe and everything. And I was like, okay, I bet they're Southern boys or something like that. By the way, they were acting, not trying to stereotype.
Right. Well, you live near Texas. Or
yeah, I'm
on the border.
Texas border person. So from the armpit.
Yeah. And
so it really is. It smells. It's awful. No offense to any friends listening from back home, I guess. I don't know.
What are you doing there? There's a bigger world. Come
That's
on.
what I want to say.
Out.
But they were talking about the sound engineers. They had friends, local friends, come up to the table, and they're talking about who was running sound at the place. And like, hopefully it's not that girl. Yeah, that's the problem with venues. They have girl engineers. When do women know what something's supposed to sound like? And I was like, and I'm just sitting there quietly. I'm sure I was making faces, like smiling, like, oh my God, because I know the people at the venue and everything.
Yeah. Oh. Was that? Well, no, we won't name it. I don't know.
We don't need
I
it.
was thinking, if it was Low Spirits.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, and they're like, oh, they got a new PA and it's going to sound great. And I think they have a new sound person. And they're like, well, there's a girl that works at this other venue and she's great. But yeah, people shouldn't be hiring women engineers. And I was like, and I almost wanted to say something, but I was just like, man, there's like 12 of these bros.
Bro dudes.
I don't know. Something like that, especially if
and I just couldn't believe it. And then I blasted them on Facebook.
Yeah. It almost seems like that has to be a joke. Maybe not a good joke.
I don't think it was.
But it's so weird.
It was
right?
it was very odd. And then other than, the misogyny going on, it was they seemed like they were friendly people. And when I blasted them on Facebook, a former bartender of that venue commented, and she said, oh, they were always so hospitable and nice. And I was like, yeah, well, they trashed female sound engineers, and I just think it's a bunch of bullshit. So.
Especially because we know one from LA who put us up, me and Kayla, when we tour through, and she's fucking good. I asked her some shit. I was like, teach me some things, ma'am, because she seemed, I don't know what her experience is because I've never had the conversation, right. But as far as I can tell, she's well regarded and well respected.
Well, there's I think the engineer they were particularly speaking of actually got an internship or something with Women's Audio Mission, which is out of San Francisco, which is a huge female sound engineering career pathway thing to help bring more women into the music industry. And you'd have to show some talent to be able to even get that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I would imagine.
That just seems to me like a weird thing to be sexist about. I don't see.
Right.
Well, that's because you're normal.
I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of an asshole.
I've heard the argument
maybe abnormal since a lot are sexist. Yeah.
Yeah. I've the only thing I've ever heard the argument made for was female firefighters, as if
are they strong enough to break through or
carry
someone?
Carry me down the ladder.
If they can pass the test.
They're like, I'm going to slide down. Ready?
If everyone has the same standard and they pass it,
right.
I don't see the problem.
Right?
That's right, yeah.
If you change the standard, that could be an issue if people's lives are at risk. But I don't think anyone's doing that.
The women in combat thing, that was an interesting thing.
Did y'all see that one girl, I think it was just in the news the other day. She's 25 and she signed up to be the first woman on the front line.
Yeah.
And she said that, what did she say? She wants to get trained in being airborne.
Damn. So she's going to
I want to join the Army at 25, though. Fuck that.
A parachuter.
It's a weird thing to want to do.
I want to join the Army anyways. But
I want to drink beers and hang out in the mountains. I don't want to...
You don't want to be dodging bullets while doing it?
For anything.
I want to take some naps.
Right. What's your napping policy here?
Right.
No.
Because I prefer at least 4 naps a day.
Is there a place I can go to smoke? Because I need to get high 3 or 4 times a day.
To deal with this?
They're like, you're property of the government. Sorry.
To deal with Sarge yelling at me all the time.
Do you guys have that G13 or whatever? That's you guys,
I only
right?
joined the Army to get PTSD for the card, okay? just need to qualify.
You don't
That was a long way around to go to get to that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they wouldn't
excessive.
believe me otherwise.
Right?
I am a woman.
She could be lying. Then again, she could be a reptile. Under that skin. Yep, the reptile people.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I'm
Oh?
ready. Are you?
Oh, no.
Are we? I'm
Ah,
recording.
You
So
are, what?
Ah.
say
Recording?
something, Rob.
Something.
This is like the dream where you're at school in your underwear right now.
Oh, that was supposed to be a dream. Because that really happened. No, it didn't.
It's the American dream.
Right? The new American dream. So you were saying that you do some zines. Or
Yeah.
you do one consistently or
So
change it up?
I was part of the Albuquerque Zine Fest that's held by Maria Aaron Jones. She runs the Tanex, which is a great local gallery over in Bareilles. And when I get to play there often, she's really wonderful. And she curates the Zine Museum. So each year they have this annual festival where people will present their zines. And a zine is like a little mini magazine. So I do a zine about reptile aliens. And then I do one with my friend Morrow called Alpaca Butter, and we talk about butter and the various uses for alpaca butter. We offer advice. And there's also a Tumblr for that. And I have a Tumblr. I forgot.
That.
Yeah, and Animal has a Tumblr also.
Sorry.
what's your What's your
My Tumblr is animalmusic.tumblr.com.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty easy.
Wow. No, you're consistent. You got the
Gotta keep
animal
it.
music. Yeah.
I think I got possessed by Bill Burr there for a second. I don't know what happened.
That
Sorry.
was good. No.
It was the butter.
Maybe you were suffocating. And up next is a track by Animal called Suffocation.
That wasn't a very good segue, Rob, but I appreciate the effort.
Suffocation was my last track on Gata Zivatas compilation.
Yeah.
And it moves into more of a noise analog type set.
Awesome.
So it's a
The
little
animal
different from some of the
analog.
other stuff.
Animal analog.
Use a microbrute on it.
Cool.
All right.
Check it out. Here it is. Suffocation. So what are the instruments you can play? I've seen a theremin. I've seen, and then we were talking guitar, piano.
Yeah, theremin, guitar, piano, drums, bass. No, I'm not great at any of these. I should state. I just play them because someone gives me the instrument, and I'm just like, whatever. Figure it out at some point. Have rhythm.
Yeah. I mean, there's like that Zimbabwe proverb. I don't. I don't.
This better have a payoff, Rob.
If you can talk, you can sing. If you can walk, you can dance.
Nice.
So
count it.
Yeah, I've always had a pretty good ear for music, so I like to pick up instruments and.
Well, you'd have to with a theremin. I mean, that's all based around there's
pitch.
there's no perfect scale for that. Like on a piano.
It's pretty difficult. You really have to calibrate it because moving your hand. Or anything really within the radius of the antenna is going to change the pitch like half a centimeter. Yeah. Moves it up a full note. So
do different materials if you stick like metal in there, does it change it?
No.
Or is it just any solid object?
Any solid object,
okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so if someone walks in, the radius, they're obviously.
So like if you stick a wood block in there, it's not going to make like a cool wood block theremin
I wish.
noise? Okay.
No.
Bummer.
It'd be cool.
They'll develop it. It'll happen. Now the idea's out there.
Right.
Into the ether.
Collective consciousness.
Yeah. So can you name some of the projects that you're a part of you can do past
it seems
present.
like there's a lot to me.
There is in a weird way, but they all kind of play often in a current rotation.
They're all part of the family.
Yeah. Kind of. Well, my solo music is under the name Animal, not with the E at the end like the porn star, but still animalistic, I guess. And then I'm in a wigged duo with Mara Woody called Myrma and Roberta.
Yeah.
We're kind of
a wigged duo.
We like alpaca butter. And we're from Jersey, but we don't sound like it exactly from what we've heard. And we both wear matching wigs, and we do covers.
Awesome.
And then I'm in Milch de la Machina, which I spoke about. I haven't been in it every year. Like I said, it's a rotating cast, but I've been in it quite a bit. The Glass Menageries, we haven't played in a while, but we might coming up, one last show.
That's where I've seen you before.
And then... I don't know. Maro and I have so many weird incantations of ourselves. We have like Montans, which is like a weird underwater noise group of just her and I. My husband and I play a lot of stuff as, I don't know, we've had different names, but Ro was our recent one.
Yeah.
Because my husband's a musician. And yeah, I just...
Like
whoever wants to play.
He's a legitimate musician on paper.
He's a real one. I mean, compared to me, he actually has perfect, perfect pitch, and he's brilliant.
That's awesome. So, can you talk about what he does a little bit, just out of interest, personal interest? Because
Christian
plays a lot of composing.
Yeah, he plays piano at UNM. He's getting his master's, and in composition, he plays a lot of classical piano. And he's a drummer, so people know him from Unit 7 Drain and Eyes for Ida, and of course the Glass Menageries or Grave Nobody's Darling. But he really can play almost anything. It's crazy. One day there was a radio station that was closing, and they played Michael Jackson's Beat It.
Yeah.
For like 24 hours. And every time we'd come on, we'd be like, man, that guitarist, he's going places. I know it. He's going to be somewhere one day. It's Eddie Van Halen, right? Yeah. And then we get to practice, and Chris is like, let me see that guitar. And he just plays the whole solo out of nowhere. And I was like, I hate you. Wow. I really hate you.
That's amazing.
I've been playing, now for 13 years, and I'm not just going to listen to the solo and be like, let me see that guitar.
Right. He's like, hey, boy, you want to get into a measuring contest? Let me tell you what happened one time.
You're like, no, it's okay. And then he's like, okay, I'm done. I'm like, oh, my God. He's incredible, though.
It's cool, though. I mean, to hear you describe it almost sounds like an itch he has to scratch all of a sudden.
Yeah, like every now and then. Well, he'll just... and he likes to play with different instruments. He does a lot of experimental noise and really interesting electronic music that you can hear on his SoundCloud. And some really good stuff. You can also hear his piano concerts and things like that on there.
So, I mean, I don't know if you've like thought about it that much, but what are you getting out of it? What do you hope to get out of music? I mean,
I just have to get it out.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I see myself napping.
World domination.
napping.
Napping. That's my hope.
Taking a nap.
Napping while your speechwriters work on your next address to the empire.
They would have to speak for me, though, because I can't be bothered.
You could do like Weekend at Bernie's, you know, just they could kind of make you
That's still
puppet.
me having to be a part of it. I just want to...
But you could be
I'll just shut the door.
They could build like an
Put a check mark.
animatronic
Yeah,
version
looks
of
good.
you.
Whatever.
Wheel it out there. Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop. I don't know.
I'm Rockin' Abe.
I don't know.
I'm
I
here
play
to say.
music just to play music. I mean, if people like it, that's great. I think a lot of my more solo music seems a little sleepier. You know, I like more mellow, minimalistic type music as a solo musician. Something that makes you kind of feel that being alone and being solo.
I've been into that kind of shit lately. Like,
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
I like music that's just like everywhere, but that I don't have to think about.
You know, it's a great
You know what
album.
I'm
You
saying?
should hear the new Mogwai
Yeah?
that came out on Friday. It's great. It's so meditative.
Nice.
And it's one of those albums, I would say. I don't know if you like Mogwai, but
I do.
it's a great, great album.
Word.
Sweet.
Sweet action.
Sweet. See? Getting you away from podcasts already.
No, it's good. It's good. I haven't been downloading as much music, but we've been buying vinyl because it's been nice
yeah.
to just sit with a record and hear it from beginning to end, you know, A to B,
Right, yeah.
1 to whatever. And it's just like, wow, I totally forgot this experience kind of since, you know.
I'm starting to
Since the
learn more about vinyl. My sister's boyfriend collects it, and he has like this really fancy vinyl washer, and he has this online store. Yeah. And so before they listen to anything, they wash it with like these fluids. It's this really cool machine. And he has this great system. And
Man, I would have been terrified the first time I used that thing.
I'm not allowed to touch it.
All right, I'm going to put a record in this thing that's going to wash it.
I think he's the only one who gets to touch it.
Yeah.
He's
You know-
like, you have to be trained.
I recently heard about, have you heard about HD vinyl? It's like the new thing.
Yeah, there's going to be HD vinyl.
They've figured
No.
out how to make it more precise, I guess, so they can fit more
I
information.
wonder about that.
So it's supposed to be a better sound, but it uses the same turntables and needles that we have now.
Huh.
Wow.
But with this system, I
Yeah.
was really able to hear the difference. We listened to 2 different records.
Yeah.
And, one of them was the Black Tie record, which is a local production that I got to be on. It's the only vinyl I've ever been on, by Roger Apodaca. It's one of his projects. And they washed it and we listened to it, and it sounded so clean and really great. And then we listened to another one, and it sounded a little cracked, more staticky, how you would expect like an old record to sound. But it was a new pressing. And they were telling me the difference is recycled vinyl.
Oh,
If
they
it's
can't.
recycled, it's not gonna have that kind of sound quality. And a lot of pressing plants
Bummer.
are doing that. So that's something you might want to look into if
Yeah.
you're starting to listen to more vinyl. I know like the Jaguar label, whoever they feed into, that pressing plant does it. Jack White's does it. So there's not that many that are still using pure wax, from what I understand.
Crazy.
So sad.
Right?
Yeah, you go to Discogs also, and there's reviews that talk about it.
Damn. Yeah, no, I've just been enjoying hearing like
That's how
an analog signal onto, from tape to vinyl has been really nice because MP3s are compressed and they sound like shit.
Yeah.
And
Right.
when you get to hear something like that, like especially for someone like Kayla, she got this Bob Marley. I don't know if it was a reissue. It looked like an original.
Mm-hmm.
But we're putting it on, and I have her in these headphones, which these are like Austrian, radio standard headphones or whatever. And
Fancy.
They just sound so good. They've got
Mm-hmm.
mini drivers, and they sound like you're in a room with speakers as opposed to just like wearing headphones.
Right on.
And so she's like listening to that through these for the first time, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm there!
That's
And
great.
she wouldn't let me take them. I was like, "Let me listen." She's like, "Nope."
Like reminds you of being a kid and listening. I don't know. My parents had a system, and I'd sit there listening to headphones
Hell yeah.
to stuff.
I remember that. I remember those days.
I remember back in the days, I would wait for the day for an album to come out and then buy it and then read the booklet while I listened on the headphones. It's like an event. Yeah. Nobody, you just download, you just pirate it like 2 weeks before it comes out, and then you listen to it once, sort of, and then you just forget about it.
And you listen to it while you're trying to read something.
Right. While you're pooping, you're trying to listen to it and read an article and play a game on your phone all at once.
Doing 20 things at once. Like, oh, I didn't hear that quite. Let me rewind. Oh, wait, I got to do something after you played again.
Right. Yeah. So did we ever answer that question?
Which one?
What was it?
Just I don't know. You kind of did, I guess.
I don't know.
You were just talking about
I just kind of play music to play it.
Music for music's sake.
Yeah, I mean, if people enjoy it, it's great. But
it's an itch you got to scratch.
I feel like, if I wasn't doing it, then like, what am I doing? I'm just like...
I know that feeling.
All these things, but not myself. I don't know how to describe it.
No, I kind of get that. There's a part of
art.
The essence, of yourself where you need to, like, have it come out that way somehow.
Yeah, I feel like I just need to create, even if it's not musically somehow. I write, I like to do video. It's really... I have to stay creative, have some kind of outlet.
Feeds your soul.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Oh, soul feeder.
I used to be that way. Now I just kind of brood.
You have this.
Yeah. Well, I brood on this.
And The Walking
This
Dead.
is my brood. Yeah. Well, I brood about The Walking Dead on this podcast. The Broodcast.
Broodcast.
Yeah, sometimes we
That's what I'm going to call my solo podcast.
Ooh.
Broodcast.
You all heard it first.
Brilliant.
Hopefully it won't get like confused with like
The broadcast.
Like a
well, that's exactly
like
that's
a brewery's podcast or something. Today on Beer Talk, our broodcast. I guess that would be a brewcast, but I don't know.
It's BROOD.
Yeah. But then maybe they think you have lots of children, and that's what you're talking about.
All he does is talk about lattes and
groups of miniature people. Today we're talking about jockeys here on Brew Talk.
Anyway,
I'm glad we could go there. I'm glad I could take it there. Thank you.
That's good.
I'm sure the jockey community appreciates it.
Right.
So what other interests do you have? What else do you like to do? What else are you participating in? I mean, any arts, like as far like visual arts stuff, or
not really any lately.
But you have. To some extent, I mean.
To some extent, I minored in media arts, but really my experience came down to like running, creating videos for like fundraisers or music videos. I did my music video.
So you have a move coming up. How long have you been in Albuquerque? You said since you were 19, so.
Yeah, so.
Probably.
14 years.
Damn. That's I've been here about the same amount of time.
About 14 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. I moved here in 2002.
98, so
98?
I guess I'm...
You're more than 14 years,
right.
Yeah. You're like 18 years.
If I can do maths right now. So how have you found it to be living in Albuquerque? I mean, what's your takeaway on it?
Oh, I love Albuquerque. I like the culture. I like the people quite a bit. We're crazy.
It's true.
I mean, it is very true. I've had my run-ins with the law and everything else in this town. I've been robbed twice from my house. My car's been robbed. I mean, but besides that, though, the people really are good. You know, there's a few or more bad seeds everywhere.
Right.
But they're everywhere in the whole country and world. And
in fact, the place you're going to move to is the only place we've had our car broken into on
gosh.
tour. Like after like 4 tours, somebody fucking finally
you got to know where to park, I guess, in some places.
Window.
The homeless population there is pretty high.
It wasn't, because
housing's insane.
I just had it. I was like, I don't want to leave my car here in this part.
Did they steal stuff?
They stole a bag of Kayla's like jewelry and had all kinds of other stuff in there. The hard-hitting questions every day.
Oh yeah,
or every week, I guess. So you talked about gatas y vatas. Can you kind of give a quick overview, like the elevator speech on that? Like
gatas y vatas is basically a group of women. I kind of call it a women's coalition of DIY music makers. We're not in it for a profit. We're in it to spread art and give women a platform to perform music in safe spaces. And it's been running for 6 years. And what it does is it features solo female identifying performers of all genres. They perform 15 to 20 minutes. We were in Seattle. We were in Albuquerque most of the time, but we were in Seattle last year, as well as parties in Oakland. And who knows where we'll be this year, but
Awesome.
GatasyVatas.com, and that's the E is a Y as in Spanish, so
Yeah.
GatasYvatas.com.
Like Gatas, Y Vatas.
Yeah, but Y is in the letter. I don't know.
Gat as, Y vat as.
Vatas.
But it has a great explanation on
Yeah.
the website. And
Awesome. So how was the Seattle trip? I thought that was really cool when that was all
Seattle
happening.
was really cool. We had a lot of great performers. We had more people apply to perform in 2015 than I think we'd ever had before, and it was a very hard process going through everyone. But it was a really interesting experience to hold a festival somewhere where none of us were until the week of the festival. So getting everything planned, marketing, and doing everything before you're out there. It was a
Sounds
good
intense.
experience.
Yeah, no, that's
It was
ambitious.
a little much, but it was fun.
Good. Awesome. Repping the 505. All right. Well, you have any Sound in Stone, right? Is the name of
Sound
the
in
song? Do you have-
It's based off the book Obasan by Joy Kagawa.
yeah.
It's just about Japanese concentration camp people during World War II in Canada.
They had that in Canada too?
Yeah,
Those
and so
assholes.
it's kind of based on that.
Wow.
And I took some of the words from that, and I started playing it solo, and then I played it with the band, the Glass Menageries, and then I took it back as my own. So
Awesome. Taking it back. Up next, Sound and sorry, I can't. S words are not
Rob is
happening.
hungover. He'll have to.
Hungover.
I feel like I've been abusing you this whole episode.
It's
I keep
good.
talking
No, it's
shit
good.
to you.
It's good.
that's the
I'm
problem
sorry.
with
No
everything.
No
Yeah.
sympathy for the devil, man. That's just how it is. That's what I told Kayla. It's like if I lost something or broke something or got a cut on my finger that I don't know how that happened.
Hey,
That's
you woke up at home, so that's a
right.
win.
That is a win.
And no
Clothes
one's
weren't in the
angry.
oven.
And I missed
Right.
out. And I missed out on the worst parts of being that drunk, which is throwing up.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
Sound and Stone by Animal. Here it is.
all right.
One lives in sound, the other in stone.
a big heroin thing. And
I think it has a big everything because it's pretty big.
I remember this was like almost like 20 years ago now, 15 years ago. But I remember when I was there, they were talking about how there was a big teen runaway population.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason. I don't know if that was like the Mecca or
I know
whatever.
there's a really large homeless population there right now. They have a housing crisis going on because there's no rent control and landlords are just like
all those teen
dicking
runaways
everyone
grew
over
up.
like constantly. Like, what the fuck? This is a shithole and you're going to charge $1,800 a month
Yeah.
for me to live in a closet? Is this New York?
What is this, San Francisco?
What is this garbage?
Or whatever. Yeah, San Francisco. It's exactly what happened in San
I
Francisco.
saw a billboard in San Francisco and it was like housing starting in the 1 millions.
Oh, okay. That's
Well, I guess
Wow, what a
I'll never
deal.
live here.
Phew, I was worried it was going to be in the 2.
Yeah, the cost of living's quite different, but
Yeah.
it's time to move on.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be back here and there, and
I
feel like we're like a sister city, or we're like the
in a way,
we're like the
yeah.
minor league team of Portland.
Right.
Like we're always
Yeah.
trading people back
What's
and
weird
forth.
is we have, I think, as many breweries almost as like Central Portland,
Yeah.
but we don't have as many customers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, the bottom's going to, not to be the bearer of bad news, but the bottom's going to drop on the brewery explosion right now.
sorry, Albuquerque.
I mean, the only reason it's working so well is because in order to do that kind of thing, like a brewer or distiller, it's a different alcohol license.
Right.
So you're not spending six
So
figures.
that's why they're doing it.
Yeah, you're not
Mm.
spending 6 figures just to get a fucking,
I haven't even been to.
booze
I mean, I
license.
live downtown, and there's so many
yeah,
that have opened up that I mean, I haven't been to any of them. I mean, not like I
Yeah.
go out a lot.
yeah,
there
But
are a
if there's not
shitload.
live music, I'm probably not going to go there.
right.
Because I don't just go out to drink.
They are, a lot of them are hosting now. A lot, all the time, like open mics. And
You
They should
guys
just have
know,
noise shows on that rooftop one. Nothing but experimental noise.
oh my God.
Be great.
Burt's is moving. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
hear
they're
about this.
moving.
They're moving. Where is it? Is it like
It's-
right below Anodyne, like where
No,
that
that's
club
Sister.
is? Well, I mean, not right below, but like to the right.
No, where
It's like a club that changes
strip club or
names.
Posh
every-
or whatever.
Yeah, it's, I
Posh.
don't
Oh,
think
no,
it's a
no, no.
strip club, but
no, they're moving. You know where Blackbird was?
Yeah.
If you go
Yeah.
down a little west from it, there's that huge space that's been closed forever. It used to be an all ages type.
that
place.
was what's it
God.
called? That we always forget the name of.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
we
I
blew
think
their
it's how-
sound system. What's
Yes.
it called? Fucking
Y'all
Rocket.
know what I'm talking about. It has
Yeah.
the colored wall windows.
It's
Amped.
currently the
Amped.
amped.
yeah.
Oh, good.
well,
Thank
it's nothing.
God.
No, it hasn't been anything for years.
Oh, I thought
this
it was the
place.
co-op. I thought.
No. You're all
Oh.
thinking of a different place. Then it's
Oh,
further
okay.
down and it's huge.
Oh, okay.
It's like 2 places down from
Okay.
where Blackbird
Huh.
or
Okay.
Pearls was, and yeah, they're moving there in July. It's supposed to hold like 500 to
Yeah, well, they
600
said
people.
Yeah, and they're gonna put a Hawaiian barbecue restaurant in it eventually.
I don't know. Yeah,
I can't wait for the food.
When
seems
was the last time
cool.
you both went to Burt's?
Oh man.
I don't go out
Last
at all.
time I performed there,
anymore.
which was several months ago.
Yeah,
Like
me too.
probably months and months ago.
Which was a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I liked when they moved the stage, but
I do like that. I guess I have been there since the stage was moved
Yeah.
a couple times.
but I don't know.
That's how it used to be set up originally when
I
it
was
was
never
when
a
it's the
fan
Dingo.
of Burt's.
Dingo, yeah. Huh?
I never was a fan of Burt's. It was always it's better since they moved the stage. It was always claustrophobic. I couldn't get to the bathroom.
I loved it, man.
I couldn't get a
I
drink.
used to work at Atomic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Atomic
you
was cool.
did.
Yeah, and,
Their layout kind
God.
of sucked too, though.
Well, I would run over to Burt's in the middle of my shift and get a shot,
Yeah.
and then run back
back
over. And I'd like have all
Nice.
my gear on me, and everyone's like, "Aren't you working?" I was like, "Yeah." I just had to check out the. I liked how I could switch between the
Yes,
stages.
yes.
It was awesome. And if Burt's
Yeah.
was running slow, I'd go to Atomic and get a beer. And
Right. Or
I do miss that.
Sometimes whichever one had the easiest access to the bar.
exactly,
I was in that place the other day making a delivery. And
the old Atomic.
yeah, it's like a tamale place now.
Right.
And I was just sitting there. I was like, man, ghosts everywhere.
It's crazy.
I remember we had I think it was an Agency E show, or maybe it was a Batwing show. I don't remember, but this guy, the crazy guy, I'm assuming he was on mushrooms or acid, or I don't know, maybe he was just crazy. But he like fell over on the stage and then kind of like rolled onto the stage
Where at?
at Atomic.
Oh yeah.
And then a shitload of change came out of his pockets. And then he just kind of like turned himself into a little fetal position egg
Oh man.
shape and like organized the change on stage.
You know, the biggest problem with that stage is we had that amp, that speaker that was so low.
Yeah.
And
You could hit your head on
everyone would
Yeah.
hit their head. Everyone hit their head. At least one person, per band, hit their
Yeah.
head on that. And I was just like,
that. So whatever happened to his change? Did he ever get it all together? What did he
I
do?
don't.
I got robbed from there. They took my social security card.
Holy shit.
I know. I still need to replace it. It's been
Damn.
obviously years
Right.
because it was atomic.
I don't remember how it. I don't remember how it resolved.
Yeah,
I don't know if I said something between songs. It must have been Agency E because you don't remember it.
No, but I don't remember a lot of those days, man. That was some
Crazy days.
fast.
Well, it was an Atomic show where we met Dave. It might have been the same show. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway,
That's amazing, though. We did have a guy. There was Soul Arts. You remember Soul Arts? Space, and we played a show there with this band. I think they were called the Audrey Sessions from San Fran, and during their set, this guy like came in, this homeless guy, and he just like had his pants barely on as it was. And he just like
yeah.
he just like started taking his shirt off and like his pants like
That's great.
you're looking at like some
The worst is
old
so many
dude's
people
butt.
got naked at Atomic. Like there'd be, or go barefoot, and you're like, what are you doing?
yeah.
Like that band Concepto Tambor would
Yeah.
play,
yeah.
and you knew not to go in that back room basically through their whole set. Because it would smell awful. Because everyone would take off their shoes, and you're like, I don't know when we
That's
last really like did a
gross.
good cleaning of the floor. I mean, yeah, we'll sweep it. And
That's gross if the floor is clean. If
we'll splash some water around, to go into those drains. But is it really getting scrubbed?
100 sweaty drunk people taking off their shoes.
Yes.
I don't care
Oh my
if you
God.
mopped that floor with bleach or whatever
It's
that day.
gross.
That's
and
still gross.
And that whole room would just smell. It's just like
And this was-
wafting.
and that was the first thing I remember at Bert's was after they stopped the cigarettes in the bars in town.
The swamp cooler smell.
Oh, I guess I just smelled like piss to me.
It smells like vomit by the front door.
Oh my
At least
God.
it has every time I've been in there in the last.
Yeah, and so
2
after
years.
that was the
Ugh.
first thing you noticed was how, oh my God,
The
that
smell
the
is-
cigarette was like covering up so many disgusting odors.
I remember we were so happy as a bartender when the cigarettes
I
went out.
bet.
Yeah.
Got a lot of free ashtrays during that time I used to smoke.
I was talking to my cab driver about this today, actually, strangely enough. But
Cab driver, you use a cab in Albuquerque?
well, I had an issue.
Oh, okay.
I needed to get to work and my car wasn't working and I was
okay.
late and it would
Oh,
take
there's
too long
cabs
for the
here?
bus.
I've never heard of a cabin.
There are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
wasn't
know
that
there's
bad.
cabs. I'm just making sure. Sorry.
The smoking law it's kind of bullshit, right? It's like you're gonna tell people that they can't smoke. Like I would think it should be up to the bar owner or whatever to make that choice. But I thoroughly enjoy that no one can smoke because I don't have to choke on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like conceptually, I don't agree with
second-
that law, but it's awesome.
I don't know. Every time I go to visit my sister in Texas and we go somewhere, it smells. I mean, I can barely breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much cigarette smoke in those bars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can people handle this? And you leave, whether you smoke or not, and you reek.
Right.
So if
Right.
you're wearing a jacket you wear a lot, it's going to smell like cigarettes
for
forever.
a
I hate it.
while.
Yeah.
Take that, Texas. Change your law.
Right. Well, okay, so cigarettes for me, always like the smell of it. Like, reminds me of my friends in high school because they were all smokers and they were like a bunch of crazy, weird
Hooligans.
smoking their cigarettes. And then
Rebels.
it reminded me of the bars for the longest time because you could smoke in the bar. Now it only reminds me of Vegas because of the casinos. And honestly, last time we were there weren't that many people smoking. Like, it really was infrequent.
Huh.
I was surprised. But, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, it reminds me of
My
Vegas
dad
now.
smokes, so that's what it makes me think of.
It,
I don't know,
me
he's
of
a
Dad.
smoker.
on the occasion when someone nowadays just sparks up a cigarette in a house, it makes me jump like, wait, what?
Yeah, my dad smokes in the house. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all,
Remember
It's
on
bad for your comics and your guitars.
Thanksgiving with
he
the
doesn't have any
fam
of that stuff. He's not cool like that.
over at my grandpa's house, and my lady friend would go outside to smoke a cigarette, and he's like, "You don't have to go outside. You can smoke right here." She's like, "I'm gonna go outside."
That's what I said to her.
That's all right.
Because the rest of us are behind his shoulder going,
Stop it. Shut up.
go outside. Yeah.
That's great.
And really, like, I think the law was just put into place to protect people in the work environment, you know? So, like, people...
That does make sense,
Because they're like, whether they're a smoker or not, they don't have a choice when they're working, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you could argue you could get a different job.
I used to
at
know
a
someone
place
who would
that,
lie
you know.
saying they were a smoker so they could get those 15-minute breaks, those shift breaks.
Yeah.
Well, I thought they had to give you those even if you're not a smoker.
That's what
it's
I
only
thought.
fair.
I was like, I just do it.
Yeah.
They do. They are supposed to give them to you, but sometimes I don't know. Which
I gotta go huff some air, y'all.
Right. This is like, that's the only time anybody was like, oh, I totally understand. If you're like, I gotta go get stoned, or like, I might need a shot in order to continue the next 4 hours, so I'm gonna go do that real quick.
I think that's like coffee breaks and cigarette breaks are okay because they help you stay productive.
What
Anything
about
else
Irish
is not
coffee
welcome.
An Irish coffee break.
I mean,
Or what
I'm down.
if you're just into smoking crack?
Yeah, I mean, hey, it keeps you awake. You're
Yeah,
productive.
little bit of crack, never.
Probably very productive. Now, is it quality?
Oh, you know,
Maybe at
Probably
first.
not.
we know
first.
we know all
Yeah.
of our crack and cocaine in this country is awful. It's mixed with terrible things. I'm
No,
glad
I mean
it's
like the quality,
oh.
Of
Oh,
work.
Yeah.
Oh God.
quality production.
Eventually it becomes insane.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty soon you're taking apart the toaster and you can't remember why.
In the break room of all places.
And it turns into a time machine.
That'd be cool.
Simpsons.
I would welcome that. Simpsons did it.
Simpsons
All right.
did it. Yep.
We should probably ride off into that good night.
So, anything coming up? Any events you'd like to plug? Anything happening in the world of animal?
There's some shows in the works before I leave town. But nothing's finalized, so just keep an ear out. Check me out on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Anna-Mall-music. Because again, I'm not the porn star. She died like 20 years ago or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Bummer.
I bet she's in Dark Sparkler, the book.
She was in a lot of those gangbang movies in Dallas, like Debbie Does
Cool.
Dallas type stuff.
Damn.
Is Dallas like the gangbang capital? Am I
I don't
unaware
know.
of
I
this?
think they just like that alliteration.
Let's go down to
Right.
Dallas and
Yeah. No, I love it when old people say that about gang members. They're a bunch of gangbangers.
Well, oh yeah, they like a lot of sex.
Right.
But,
is there some
yeah.
connection to that? Is there?
Why
I
they
don't
call
think
it that?
so.
No,
I think they
don't.
mean like bang, like gun, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just, it's banging, yo.
Yeah.
So they're not having like weird gay orgies.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
Although,
I mean,
Maybe they are.
If they should, it would make them more relaxed.
Right.
Huh, maybe.
Maybe that's why they're so mad because they can't fully embrace who they are. So they. I
Hey.
shouldn't probably be saying this about the Bloods and the Crips.
I know they're gonna. I
Coming
don't
for
think they're
you.
the
Gonna
dominants
find
in
me.
our state. It's like the third. Look,
Yeah.
MS-13.
MS3 or
MS
13
MS-13.
Yeah.
is, I guess, one.
Occasionally, I see a dude with like a 13
KRS-One
tattooed on
and-
his face. KRS-One.
I don't know.
The Jurassic 5. Those guys. Are,
MSK. Boys to Men.
MST3K.
All right.
And
But
some
no,
guys
you
that-
can. I have music on my SoundCloud, and
And can people get a hold of you on Twitter?
you can get a hold of me on Twitter at glass_ems. And I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/animalmusic. And yeah, I'm everywhere.
Everywhere.
But my SoundCloud probably has the most recent music.
Okay.
So
Awesome. Well,
thanks for having me.
yeah, thanks for coming on.
Shit, yeah.
Another one. Another good show.
Another one in the books.
That's right.
All right. We'll see you next week. I've been Loki Sapfoot.
I'm Holiday Rob, and this is...
I'm Animal.
Word up.
See you next week.
All right. That was an episode.
That was an episode.
It's not over. We faked you out like Glenn climbing under a dumpster and shit.
Didn't die. Well, thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me. It's been interesting. I now need to maybe watch Walking Dead. I don't know. It sounds like it'll just leave me hanging.
Yeah. Well, if you wait, you can just see what happens right away, but it's still going to take the impact of the moment.
I'll just watch the last episode, I think, when it's over.
Yeah.
You know. Read the last page of a book.
But that would be like, what was that? Lost? You'd be like...
I watched only the last episode of Lost also,
Really?
and I was like, man,
You
this
must
show
have been
is
lost.
a piece of shit. I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, they really. It became apparent that they had no plan
Had no
about
agenda
2/3
with
of the
that
way
show.
through.
That's
and
how I
like,
felt when I heard people talk about it, so I never watched it.
Yeah.
I was wearing The Biggest Loser that year.
Ooh.
I like watching people lose weight while I eat food.
I can't remember who it was, but some comedian was like, they should call this show Fat People Crying.
Man, I would
was
just
funny.
find myself going through a pack of Oreos and think, God, I should really work out.
I'll
But
just watch these people do it.
screw Lost.
Sounds-
I got to see who lost the most amount of weight this week.
When I was like 15,
Sounds like doing some hard drinking and watching Intervention.
I actually used to do
I
that.
used to do that
yeah,
too.
Definitely.
When I was 15, we would get ice cream from McDonald's, and then
Yeah.
we'd walk across the parking lot to the gym and the people on treadmills and just stand in front of them and eat it.
That's all.
We were dicks.
That one's pretty awful, but I did drink and watch Intervention. Yeah. That was a
You
total
have to.
college thing. Yeah.
There's got to be like a drinking game, right? Every time they
didn't
say
even- I didn't
think it was a
disappoint or something.
Every
there-
time they're like Intervention, you're like, oh,
Sitting there halfway blacked out. You're like, that guy's got a problem.
hey,
that guy's got a problem.
This is beer. This isn't mouthwash. I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm not spraying hairspray in a bag yet.
I'm not
good.
drinking bottles of vodka in order to balance out the meth I'm taking.
Right.
That is responsible.
Only
If
one
you're going to
bottle.
take that much meth, you got to. All right.
For fun. For fun.
Yeah. I can quit anytime.
If you do too many drugs and drink too much liquor, it'll make you slow.
Oh, somebody came with a transition
The
finally.
segue.
Jeez. Well, that's an interesting point you bring up because that's the name of this next song.
Oh, shit. All right.
Wow. I love how and it's actually not about drugs, but it's about death. So it kind of works. You know.
There is
Death.
drugs released when you die.
Yeah, maybe.
All of them.
The brain chemicals are all.
They all
And
leak
you're
out
like,
through your ears.
Goodbye.
So if you ever see someone who just died, put your mouth over their ear and suck really hard because you'll get all those
Is that
drugs.
what they did with The Walking Dead? Is that how you become a zombie?
No,
Get the
that's just my plan.
Taste of brain. Oh,
Next time
okay.
someone dies in front of me, I'm going to do
Just look out
that.
of
Get all
their
their
ear.
brain drugs
The
right
brain
from their
drugs.
source, you know?
What's that guy
like a
doing?
You gotta cover up all
Adrenochrome.
the other holes.
Yeah.
You don't want them to leak out. through
I'll
the
plug their
eyes or
nose. I'll give them like some sort of weird
Cover their
reverse
face.
CPR.
It'll be like no, he
Cover
can use
their
it like
face
a
in one ear.
he can use like a
Hold their eyes
use it like a
shut.
carb, you know,
Get
like
a funnel,
cover
Get
cover,
a cork for their butthole.
possibly.
Why not?
You never know.
It's fun for the corpse too.
One last little. Anyway.
And that's a good segue, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Well, that was our show. Check us out next week. We'll be back with more. This is Slow by Animal. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Thank you.